Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kai. Have you ever wondered what really happens inside your body when you eat 4 eggs every single day? Most people have no idea, and what you're about to learn might surprise you, because eggs are one of the most powerful, complete, and misunderstood foods on the planet. But today, I'm not going to explain it like a supplement salesman. I'm going to explain it like a Chinese doctor. In Chinese medicine, food is not just calories. Food has nature, warm or cold, nourishing or drying, building or moving. Food interacts with your digestion, your blood, your qi, and your deeper reserves. And eggs, especially the yolk, are considered a deeply nourishing food. So in this video, I'll show you step by step what 4 eggs a day can do inside your body, what types of people benefit the most, who should be careful, and how to eat eggs in a way that supports digestion instead of creating heaviness. And please remember, 4 eggs a day is not necessary for everyone. It depends on your body type, your activity, your digestion, and your health history. But understanding what happens can help you make better choices. All right, let's begin with the biggest fear people still have about eggs: cholesterol. Dr. Kai, if I eat eggs every day, won't my cholesterol go up? Let me say this clearly and calmly. For most healthy people, eggs are not the main driver of harmful cholesterol patterns. In both modern nutrition research and in clinical reality, we see that the body regulates cholesterol internally. Your liver produces most of it. When you eat more cholesterol, your body often produces less to balance. But I also want to give you the Chinese medicine view. In Chinese medicine, what matters is not one number. What matters is the pattern. If your body has dampness, phlegm, stagnation, and inflammation, then your blood becomes thick, circulation becomes slow, and many markers worsen. If your digestion is strong, your metabolism is active, and your liver qi moves smoothly, eggs can be nourishing without causing stagnation. So the question is not simply, are eggs good or bad? The question is, what is your constitution? Now let's talk about what eggs really are. Most protein foods are muscle tissue: chicken breast, fish fillet, beef. Their job in the animal was movement. Their protein structure is dense and tight. But an egg is different. An egg is a complete starter kit for life. It contains the building blocks to create an entire living organism from one cell. From a Chinese medicine perspective, this is very important, because foods that create life tend to be deeply nourishing. They build blood, they build essence, they support recovery. That's why in many cultures, eggs are given to women after childbirth, to people recovering from illness, and to children who are growing. Now let's go step by step. If you eat 4 eggs a day, what happens first? For many people, the first change is satiety. You feel full longer. And in Chinese medicine, this is connected to 2 things. 1, eggs are rich and nourishing, so they stabilize the stomach and reduce frantic hunger. 2, eggs support spleen qi, meaning they help your digestion transform food into steady energy rather than quick spikes. If you currently eat a breakfast that is mostly sugar, cereal, pastries, sweet yogurt drinks, your energy is like a fire that burns quickly. You get a rise, then a crash. Eggs burn slower. This often leads to fewer cravings, more stable mood, and fewer afternoon energy crashes. Now the second major change is energy and strength. Eggs contain highly bioavailable protein. In practical terms, your body can use it efficiently. In Chinese medicine we say, when spleen and stomach transform well, you build qi and blood. Protein is not just muscle building. It is also tissue repair. It is enzymes. It is immune function. It is hair, nails, skin structure. So if you've been feeling weak, sore after workouts, or slow to recover, consistent egg intake can support repair, especially if you are over 35 or 40, when muscle mass naturally begins to decline. Now, let's talk about the yolk. Many people are still afraid of the yolk, but in Chinese medicine, the yolk is the most valuable part. Because the yolk is rich, moistening, and nourishing, it supports yin and blood. This matters because many modern people are depleted. They look fine, they function, but inside they have yin deficiency: dryness, restless sleep, anxiety, irritability, dry eyes, dry skin, night heat, a racing mind at night. The yolk can be supportive for this pattern. It is not a sleeping pill, but nourishing foods can calm the nervous system over time. Now, if you eat 4 eggs a day, you're also increasing your intake of choline. Choline is important for brain function, liver fat metabolism, and nervous system signaling. From a Chinese medicine perspective, we would say it supports clear shen and supports liver function. Many people with brain fog and sluggish thinking are not only stressed, they are undernourished at the cellular level. When the brain receives the fats and nutrients it needs, focus improves. Now let's talk about the eyes. Egg yolks contain lutein and zeaxanthin, nutrients that protect the retina. In Chinese medicine, the liver opens to the eyes. When liver blood is strong, vision is clearer. When liver blood is weak, eyes become dry, strained, blurry, or tired. So eggs, by supporting blood and by providing these protective nutrients, can support eye health over time. If you spend long hours on screens, this is a practical benefit. Now, let's talk about another effect people notice: mood and calmness. When blood sugar is more stable, mood becomes more stable. When digestion is stronger, anxiety often decreases. This is something Chinese medicine has always emphasized. The mind is not separate from the organs. If the spleen is weak, you overthink. If the heart is undernourished, the mind becomes restless. If the liver is constrained, you feel tense and easily irritated. Eggs are not a cure for anxiety, but nourishing foods can support a calmer baseline. Now, here is where we have to be honest. Eating 4 eggs a day is not ideal for everyone. Some people do extremely well. Some people feel heavy, bloated, or get skin flare-ups. In Chinese medicine, this often happens in people with dampness and phlegm patterns. Let me describe that pattern clearly. You may have dampness if you often feel heavy after meals, bloated, sleepy after eating, you crave sweets, you have sticky stools, mucus, a coated tongue, or stubborn belly fat that feels soft and puffy. Eggs are nourishing, but they are also rich. So for a dampness constitution, 4 eggs every day can be too much. It may create more heaviness, more stagnation, and sometimes acne or oily skin. So the key is balance. If you are more damp, you might do better with 1 or 2 eggs a day, not 4, and you should combine them with foods that move stagnation, like green vegetables, ginger, scallion, black pepper, or a light soup. Now let's talk about how to cook eggs in a way that supports your body. In Chinese medicine, cooking method matters. If you fry eggs in heavy oil until crispy, this creates more heat and dampness. If you scramble eggs softly with vegetables, or boil them, or steam them, they are easier to digest. Soft-boiled eggs are nourishing and gentle. Hard-boiled eggs can be more drying and more difficult for some people to digest, especially if digestion is weak. Now let's talk about timing. If you eat eggs in the morning, many people feel energized and stable. If you eat 4 eggs at night, some people sleep well, but others may feel heavy, especially if they already have slow digestion. So for most people, eggs are best earlier in the day. Now I want to address a hidden issue: egg sensitivity. Some people tolerate eggs well for years, then suddenly they notice bloating, skin issues, or congestion. In Chinese medicine terms, this can be related to damp heat or to the body becoming sensitive when digestion is weakened. If you suspect eggs cause symptoms for you, do not force it. Stop for 2 weeks, then reintroduce and observe calmly. Now let's talk about something I consider one of the most underrated benefits: hair, skin, and nails. Eggs contain nutrients that support keratin structure and tissue repair. In Chinese medicine, hair is connected to blood and kidney essence. If blood is weak, hair becomes thin and dry. If kidney essence is depleted, hair may gray early or fall. Eggs support nourishment, which can reflect in hair quality over time, especially when combined with good sleep and stress reduction. Now let's talk about metabolism and body composition. Eggs can support fat loss indirectly. Not because they burn fat, but because they reduce cravings and improve satiety. If you replace a high-sugar breakfast with eggs and vegetables, many people naturally eat fewer snacks and feel more stable. In Chinese medicine, this is supporting the spleen. When spleen qi is strong, you crave less sweet. When spleen qi is weak, you crave sugar for quick energy. So eggs can be a strategic food to stabilize this. Now, I want to give you a simple way to test the 4 eggs a day idea safely. Do not start with 4 immediately. Start with 2 eggs per day for 7 days. Pay attention to 4 signs. Energy. Do you feel more stable? Digestion. Do you feel lighter or heavier? Skin. Any flare-ups or improvement? Sleep. Deeper or more restless? If you feel good, you can try 3 eggs. If you still feel good and you are active, you can try 4. But if you start feeling heavy, bloated, constipated, oily, or irritated, that is a signal. Reduce the amount. Chinese medicine is always about listening. Now, let's talk about the best food pairings with eggs. In Chinese dietary therapy, we balance rich foods with light, moving foods. So when you eat eggs, pair them with cooked leafy greens like spinach or bok choy, mushrooms, tomatoes, onions or scallions, a small amount of ginger if you feel cold or sluggish, black pepper for movement and digestion. This supports transformation and prevents stagnation. If you eat eggs with pastries, white bread and sugary drinks, you create a different effect. More dampness, more heaviness, more blood sugar swings. So the eggs are not the only story. The meal pattern matters. Now, what about people who worry about heart health? Again, the biggest problem is not eggs for most people. The biggest problem is the overall pattern: processed foods, sugar, lack of movement, chronic stress, poor sleep, and inflammation. If you eat eggs as part of a whole food meal and you move daily, that is a completely different reality than eating eggs with processed meat, fries, and soda. Now, I want to speak to men and women separately for a moment. For men, eggs can support muscle, recovery, and hormone production because many hormones are built from cholesterol and fats. For women, eggs can support blood building, especially around menstruation or after childbirth, and support stable energy when used appropriately. However, if a woman has strong dampness patterns, bloating, cystic acne, heavy periods with clots, she may need a more balanced approach, not excessive rich foods daily. Again, constitution matters. Now, let's talk about the hidden benefits that people don't often mention. One is liver support. Choline supports the liver's ability to process fat properly. In Chinese medicine, the liver is central to smooth flow. When the liver is burdened, you feel stuck, physically and emotionally. Supporting the liver with good nutrition, movement, and stress reduction can make a big difference in energy and mood. Another hidden benefit is nervous system stability. Egg yolks contain phospholipids, fats that support cell membranes, including brain cells. Many people with brain fog, anxiety, or memory issues improve when they consistently feed the brain with proper fats and proteins. Now, I also want to talk about what happens if you eat 4 eggs a day and your digestion is weak. If digestion is weak, the body cannot transform rich food well. This may lead to bloating or gas, heaviness, nausea, loose stool or constipation, mucus, congestion, or skin flare-ups. If this happens, do not blame the eggs as evil. It means your digestive fire is weak, so you can either reduce eggs or support digestion. How do you support digestion? Eat eggs warm, not cold. Add ginger or scallion. Eat cooked vegetables with them. Avoid iced drinks with the meal. Walk after eating. Avoid overeating overall. These small habits change everything. Now I want to give you 2 simple Dr. Kai egg meals that fit the Chinese medicine approach. Meal 1. Soft scrambled eggs with spinach and scallion. Cook gently. Add a pinch of salt. Add black pepper. Serve with a warm soup or warm tea. This supports spleen and stomach and prevents stagnation. Meal 2. Egg drop soup. This is a classic Chinese-style way to eat eggs. Warm broth, a few vegetables, slowly pour whisked egg into the soup. This is gentle, warm, easy to digest, and very nourishing. Many people who cannot tolerate fried eggs do well with egg soup. Now let's talk about quality. If you can choose better eggs, choose them. Pasture-raised is often better. But I agree with one point in your example. Do not let perfect stop you from eating well. Even regular eggs are usually better than processed breakfast foods. Now I want to close with a clear summary. If you eat 4 eggs a day, what may happen? You may feel fuller longer with fewer cravings. You may have more stable energy through the day. You may support muscle repair and strength, especially if you are active or over 40. You may support brain clarity, memory, and mood. You may support eye health due to yolk nutrients. You may nourish blood and yin, which can support skin, hair, and overall vitality. But this depends on your digestion and constitution. If you have dampness, heavy digestion, or you feel worse with rich foods, you may need fewer eggs and better balance. So listen to your body. And remember, food is not only chemistry. Food is a relationship. If you want, I can make a follow-up video explaining exactly who should avoid eating eggs every day from a Chinese medicine perspective, like people with certain damp heat patterns, gallbladder issues, or specific digestive symptoms. If this video surprised you, tell me in the comments. Do you eat eggs daily? How many? And how do you feel? If you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe to Dr. Kai's Harmony Health. In the next video, I'll share the best Chinese medicine breakfast for stable energy, especially if you feel tired in the morning and crash in the afternoon. Take care of your body, eat warmly, and I'll see you soon.